football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we'll get into some Crawford Spence talk since it is a popular fight in boxing, and you know I'm gonna fix my attitude because I realized recently that I've had a pretty bad attitude when it comes to boxing. And this fight in particular, but you know what? I'm gonna put that aside because at the end of the day, it's about talking boxing. So, that being said, you know, Derrick James, the great trainer of Errol Spence and many other fighters in boxing, he was recently asked a question about Terence Crawford's knockout abilities at welterweight because, you know, ever since Crawford's been at welterweight, he's been knocking everything out in sight. And, you know, everybody says he fought nobody, but like the great Roy Jones said in his hit song, "Y'all Must Have Forgot," they got the nerve to say, "I ain't fighting nobody. I just make them look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot." Terence Crawford has made world championship contenders and former world champions look like trash-ass fighters because he's that damn good. But Derrick James was asked about his knockout power, and he pretty much destroyed Crawford's whole resume, and here's what he said verbatim. He stated the following, and I quote, "Who the F has Crawford fought, man? What are you talking about, man? Who has he fought? Who are those guys that he knocked out? Everybody can punch. It's easier to beat guys that are lesser. That doesn't mean anything. He's fighting guys who can't, you know what I mean?" And that's what it is. So he's pretty much saying, look, I'm not impressed because Crawford hasn't fought anybody. Now, I hear a lot of people say that Errol Spence has this great resume that's like better than Terence Crawford. And the reality is this. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, neither one of them fought Keith Thurman or Manny Pacquiao. They both fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter. And I don't really see a whole lot of difference in their welterweight resumes, to tell you the truth. I think both their resumes at welterweight are pretty not up to par. So I'm glad at least they're fighting each other because now it'll make the resumes look a lot better, the fact that they're fighting each other, because you know, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but like I don't think Errol's fought any undefeated welterweights because Kell Brook already had a loss, albeit he was an undefeated welterweight. He already had a professional loss on his record when Spence fought him because he fought Golovkin, and many people believe he was damaged goods. Crawford has had a hard time getting the PBC guys in the ring because they weren't in a rush to fight him and they wanted to keep the money in-house. So both the resumes fall pretty below par. But when you look at the styles, right? When you look at the styles Crawford has defeated in the professional ranks of boxing, he's beaten guys like Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, Kavaluskas, and David Avanesyan. All guys with different styles. Sean Porter as well. Different styles. And even if you go back to what Crawford was doing at 140 when he fought guys like Victor Postol and Delorme, he's shown the ability to beat fighters with different styles, different dimensions, and things like that. So when I listen to Derrick James's comments, what I really hear from Derrick James is I hear a trainer that is underestimating Terence Crawford. You know, he can say it or not, but when I feel like, you know, you don't gotta overly respect Crawford's power, but you gotta be weary of it because the reality is I don't care if he knocked out 9 tomato cans. You know, how many times in boxing have we seen a tomato can, quote unquote, go the distance with the guy that's supposed to be the scary knockout puncher? I'll give you an example, and you guys can box rec what I'm about to tell you. Gervonta Davis, I believe, is about, what is he, like 28-0, 26 knockouts? He's got like one of the best KO percentages in boxing. One of the guys that took Gervonta Davis the distance early in his career is a journeyman by the name of Herman Miraz. Herman Miraz has been everywhere from like 118 to like 130. He's fought all kinds of different fighters in different weight classes, taking fights on short notice. Herman Miraz took Gervonta Davis the full distance. And, you know, Davis is a lightweight now, right? And he's fought as high as 140. But you know who knocked out Herman Miraz? Little ass Guy Estrada, Juan Francisco Estrada at 115 pounds knocked out Herman Miraz, but Gervonta Davis couldn't. So my thing is, if you wanted to use the logic that Derrick James is saying, we could sit here and say that Gervonta Davis ain't no big power puncher because he didn't knock out the tomato can, quote unquote, that Guy Estrada knocked out. And that's just one of the many examples you can give to try to of nitpicking a fighter's resume, right? And I feel like Derrick James is doing the same thing there. So listen. He's a very intelligent trainer. He's one of the smartest and best trainers in boxing. I will never take nothing away from Derrick James, but you better be worried of that punching power, because one thing and one mistake I feel like is working against Errol Spence, you know, and Derrick James, and is the fact that they delayed this fight for so many years. Like, they went their own route. They said they wanted to collect all the belts and then make this undisputed, and that was their prerogative, and they did it, right? But the thing they have working against them is that in doing that, they allowed Terence Crawford to fully fill out at welterweight. And the fact that he's fully filled out at welterweight means that he's going to be physically stronger, he's going to be punching harder, and it's not going to be as easy to impose your physical size on Terence Crawford. So with that being said, and with that being established here on True School Sports, I'm looking very forward to seeing what other tools Errol Spence has in the toolbox, because we've always heard, we've always seen Errol Spence be the kind of fighter who has a great basic foundation, as Demetrius Andrew would say, basic foundation. You know, keeps his hands up nice in that high guard, consistent volume jab. When he gets on the inside, he works that body real nice. But we haven't really seen a fighter too often or at all put Errol Spence on that back foot and turn him into a back foot boxer. We haven't seen Errol Spence Jr. too many times in his career have to be the counter puncher. And I think for the first time in his career, he has a guy that can make him do those things, or put him in a position to where he has to do those things to win a fight. He has a guy that I think, if they get in them close quarters, if they get in them trenches, as they say, has the physical strength to deal with him. And that's what I think maybe Derrick James and the Errol Spence fans and a lot of people are underestimating about Terence Crawford. But listen, it's going to be a great fight. Looking forward to it. I'm putting my bad attitude aside because we need to talk boxing here on True School Sports. And yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think, is there anybody out there that agrees with Derrick James that, listen, Errol Spence don't got to worry about anything Terence Crawford brings to the table, because the reality is he ain't fought nobody. He ain't, Jeff Horn is nobody. Pavlovskis was nobody. Sean Porter was nobody. Are we prepared to go to those lengths to discredit Terence Crawford as a welterweight championship world-class fighter? Because for me, look, I've always thought that Terence Crawford was better than Errol Spence, but I'm not going to sit here and discredit Errol Spence. He's a hell of a fighter, and Terence Crawford's going to have to be at his best to beat him. And I think he'll be at his best to beat him come July 29th. But should be a fun fight for the boxing fans. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.